Baseball has been around a long time. Like, a really long time. Besides golf, baseball is the next sport with the most etiquette and customary displays of consideration for your opponents. But over the last few years, these unwritten rules have gone from a gray area to the forefront of the game. The problem with unwritten rules is just that. They're unwritten. That leads to misuses and misunderstandings. From bat flips to swinging on 3-0 pitches and flexing on opponents, baseball's newest generation of players has disregarded the unwritten rules of the game. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Today, we're going to be talking about some of the unwritten rules of baseball and how they have been challenged over recent years. Like I said at the beginning, baseball has always been a gentlemanly sport. Players of the past obeyed a certain guideline of unofficial rules out of respect for the game and their opponents. These rules include, but are not limited to, don't steal bases with a big lead, don't run across the pitcher's mound when heading to your position, don't attempt to break up a no-hitter with a bunt, and don't show up a pitcher after hitting a home run. All of these rules were unofficial, making them self-enforced by the players. If an opposing player did break one of these unwritten rules, there was no penalty or demerit from the umpires. Rather, it was the opposing team's choice to react to the infraction, often ending with batters being hit by pitches and benches clearing brawls that would ensue. In the decisive Game 5 of the 2015 American League Divisional Series, Blue Jays outfielder Jose Bautista hit a go-ahead 3-run home run against Orioles relief pitcher Sam Dyson. Bautista, in excitement, tossed his bat high into the air before trotting the bases in front of a delirious crowd. The New York Times described it as possibly the most ostentatious bat flip in MLB history. What's followed in recent years has been a congregation of bat flips from players around the league.
Tell me with the flip right here. Do you know that was gone or what?
Base of the home run sculpture. And that is one happy guy.
With a plan, it must have been a plan because he went in there just swinging at that first pitch fastball.
Contact with one swing tonight until that one right there to put his team ahead.
And Harper knew it.
Some are faint and almost unnoticeable. Others are prominent and undeniable. And players and fans all around the league have their own opinion on this display of showmanship. Traditional fans say that bat flipping is breaking one of the unwritten rules of the game, showing up your opponent. These same fans believe that if you flip your bat or act lewd after hitting a home run, the other team has every right to retaliate and bean you with a pitch your next at bat. From the other side of the aisle, there's a contingent of fans who believe that baseball is boring and needs more personality. They believe that bat flips, even with the controversy that comes from it, will make the game more interesting and exciting to the casual viewer. The Let the Kids Play is a movement that was born out of this thought process. That MLB players should be allowed to show more emotion and flair without it being frowned upon or the fear of retaliation. The bottom line is, there's no way that everyone will agree on bat flips. With some exceptions, older fans, for the most part, don't like it as much as the younger generation of fans. Does it suck when a division rival takes your pitcher deep and you have to watch him celebrate? Absolutely. But how great is it when your team gets to do it back? Personally, I think bat flips are great for the game and creates buzz and interest for new fans. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section below who has the best bat flip of all time. Fernando Tatis Jr. is one of the most electrifying young players in the game. He hits for power, runs the bases as well as anyone, and dazzles in the field with his glove at shortstop. He's also had his share of bat flips and is at the forefront of the aforementioned Let the Kids Play movement. And last year, Tatis broke one of the unwritten rules of baseball.
This is in the air to right field. Back it goes. Nando has done it again.
With the Padres up 7 runs in the 8th inning, Tatis hit a grand slam off Texas Rangers reliever Juan Nicasio on a 3-0 pitch. This broke not one, but 2 of the unwritten rules of baseball. Don't swing 3-0, and especially when your team has a big lead late in the game. The next batter after Tatis' grand slam, Rangers reliever Ian Gibbott threw a pitch behind Manny Machado, likely retaliation for Tatis' actions. Rangers manager Chris Woodward told reporters after the game that the team felt disrespected after Tatis swung on 3-0. Woodward said, "There's a lot of unwritten rules that are constantly being challenged in today's game. I didn't like it, personally. You're up by 7 in the 8th inning. it's typically not a good time to swing 3-0. It's kind of the way we were all raised in the game. Woodward did admit though, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not right. But Tatis's teammate, starting pitcher Zach Davies, came to his defense. A lot of guys talk about unwritten rules of baseball, but you're in the heat of the moment. You're going to try to get your pitch as a hitter, and he didn't miss. I've been hit on 3-0, and homers have been hit off me. Make sure your 3-0 pitch is a little bit better. The event sparked controversy around the league. Some players agreed with Woodward that it was blatantly disrespectful and an effort to run up the score late in the game. Others cited that the game is never over until it's over, and a team has every right to try to produce as many runs as possible regardless of score or inning. As a baseball fan, and specifically a Mets fan, I've seen just about every way for a team to lose a game. From an unassisted triple play to end the game, a walk-off bases loaded walk, to the bullpen blowing a 6-run lead in the 9th inning. Now, I'm not saying that a team leading 10-0 in the 8th inning should be swinging on 3-0 or stealing bases. But at 10-3, Tatis has every right to go out there and try to score more runs for his team. The crux, once again, are these unwritten rules. Tatis himself said after the game, "I've been in this game since I was a kid, and I know a lot of the unwritten rules. And this time, I was kind of lost on this one." In the end, tempers died down and the issue seems to have become a moot point. That is, until it happens again. What do you think? Is swinging 3-0 with a late lead an unwritten rule that should be normalized? Does it depend on the circumstances, or should it be allowed? Baseball is looking to grow the game. They are stagnant in viewership and struggling to keep young kids playing. One of the biggest appeals about the NBA and the NFL is the fast pace. Baseball can't really change that aspect about its sport, despite their efforts. What they can do, however, is allow its players to play the game hard and with emotion. Let batters flaunt after hitting a home run. Let pitchers pump their fist and trot off the mound after a big strikeout. The league would do good on itself to not only allow, but encourage these types of celebrations. And that begins by removing the possibility of discipline, such as the case of Nick Castellanos earlier this year. Just this weekend, Tatis had another career-defining moment when he hit 2 home runs in back-to-back games off Cy Young pitchers. After belting a home run off Trevor Bauer, Tatis covered one of his eyes while trotting the bases, teasing Bauer for occasionally pitching with one eye closed. Bauer himself has become a contentious figure in the game, from his one-eyed pitching antics to pounding on his chest and strutting off the mound with moxie. When asked about Tatis' actions, Bauer said he liked it. Quote, "If you give up a homer, the guy should celebrate it. It's hard to hit in the big leagues. I'm all for it. And I think it's important that the game moves in that direction and we stop throwing at people because they celebrated having some success on the field." When asked, Tatis responded, saying, "It's just fun. When you know you're facing a guy like that, he's doing his stuff. He's having fun on the mound, and when you get him, and you celebrate too." Times change, and so too has the game of baseball. The sport has a great opportunity in front of them to market its players and the sport for the first time in years. This generation of players plays the game with style and charisma. They play hard and with unbridled enthusiasm. And Major League Baseball should be looking to catch this lightning in a bottle and capitalize on it. What do you think? Will baseball be hurt by erasing the unwritten rules of the game? Or can baseball finally emerge from the past and let the kids play? Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on these unwritten rules. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing and stay tuned for more baseball content.